Today, we're diving into one of the biggest, most important revolutions in the history of human thought, and it was all sparked by the ancient Greek philosopher Plato. Get ready to see how one simple, incredibly powerful tool, the question, can change literally everything. All right, so let's just kick things off with a question for you. And I mean it. Take a second and really think about this. Why do you believe the things you believe? About right and wrong, about how society should work, about anything really. It sounds simple, but it's a way deeper question than you might think, and it gets right to the heart of what we're talking about today. You see, for most of human history, the answer to that big question was pretty straightforward, because that's just the way it's always been. This is all about the power and, frankly, the comfort of tradition. I mean, this slide pretty much nails our default setting as people. So many of our beliefs are just handed down to us. Think about some simple folk remedy, like your grandma telling you that dock leaves are the cure for a nettle sting. Did you ever run a controlled experiment on that? No, of course not. You just accepted it on trust, because she trusted her parents and they trusted theirs, and so on, all the way back. And you know what? There's a really good reason for this. From a society-wide perspective, these shared, unquestioned beliefs are super useful. They act like a kind of social cement, just like the quote says. When everyone agrees on the basic rules without a big fuss, it creates social harmony. It keeps the whole structure from shaking itself to pieces. This whole worldview even has a formal name: moral traditionalism. And it isn't just a casual habit, it's a full-blown school of thought. The core idea is that tradition itself is where our moral beliefs should come from, and that we should follow them. Full stop. No questions asked. But then along comes a guy who looks at this perfectly stable, cemented-together society and decides to take a hammer and chisel to it. That guy was Plato, and his tool of choice was reason. So Plato championed a totally different way of thinking, called moral rationalism, where the traditionalists said, hey, just accept it on trust. The rationalists, like Plato, came along and said, whoa, hold on a minute. Every single belief has to be put to the test. It's like a stress test for your ideas. Can it stand up to logical questioning? If not, it's gotta go. And this gets to the fundamental issue Plato had with the old way. Any belief you just inherit, one you accept without ever really looking into it for yourself, that's not real knowledge. To him, it's just an opinion. Hey, you might have stumbled onto the right answer by pure luck, but you don't truly know why it's right. And this slide just perfectly illustrates the point with a killer metaphor. Without that critical thought, we're basically just parrots, mindlessly squawking words and ideas we've heard without any real understanding behind them. Plato wanted us to be so much more than that. He wanted us to be thinkers. Now, Plato didn't just cook up these ideas in a vacuum. His teacher was this legendary character who was famous for wandering around the marketplace in Athens and just driving people absolutely nuts with his questions. His name was Socrates. Socrates perfected this technique for taking apart those unexamined opinions. We call it the Socratic method, and on the surface, it seems almost childishly simple. Step 1, he'd ask a big question, like, hey, what is justice? Step 2, he'd get an answer. But here's the key. Step 3, he wouldn't stop there. He'd ask another, sharper question, designed to find a crack in that first answer, and then another, and another. He just kept digging. As you can probably imagine, this was incredibly annoying for the people he was talking to. I mean, a super common complaint was exactly this, that he was just messing with them, that he was being tricky by just poking holes in everything without ever giving up an answer of his own. People felt like he was just trying to make them look stupid. But here's the thing. Socrates wasn't just being a pain for fun. He had a much deeper goal. He was trying to show everyone the massive difference between a true opinion and actual knowledge. Having a true opinion is like guessing the right answer on a test. Cool, you got it right, but you have no idea why. Knowledge is being able to show your work, to explain exactly why it's the right answer. That's the prize Socrates was after. Okay, so this might all seem like some dusty, ancient history, but this huge shift from just passively accepting ideas to actively questioning them is the absolute foundation of modern education and what we call critical thinking. Just take a look at the comparison on this slide. Over on the left, you've got the traditional teacher-fronted classroom. Information flows one way, from the expert at the front to a room of passive students just soaking it up. But on the right, you've got a Socratic discussion. It's interactive, it's collaborative, and yeah, it's probably a little messy. The teacher isn't a talking textbook anymore. They're a guide, helping students find their own way to the answer. The goal isn't just to memorize facts, it's to truly understand them. And here's the really cool part, the proof that Plato totally practiced what he preached. He didn't write a big rule book filled with all the answers. Nope. He wrote dialogues, which are basically scripts of these Socratic conversations, and they often end without any neat and tidy conclusion. He was doing that on purpose. He was inviting us, the readers, thousands of years later, to pick up where they left off and keep the investigation going ourselves. And that brings us right back to where we started. Plato's real legacy isn't a list of answers to memorize. It's a method for asking better questions. So I'll leave you with one final thought to kickstart your own investigation. What's one belief you hold, something you just assume is true, that you've never really, truly put to the test? Maybe now's the time to ask why.